we're out here with Drago today. Beautiful day at the park. And what we're going to be doing in this little video is something that we're trying to do with more of the dogs now, is an instructional video that's brief, that's also a kind of demonstration video so you can see his skills since he's coming home very soon. This is going to be a video that showcases some of his skills and also gives some instruction on how to do it, although we also have other instructional videos that you can watch for other dogs that will explain essentially the same items. I want to create this one as well for Drago, but I may recommend you watch some of our other videos as well to answer some of the questions you may still have. So Drago has done well in his training, and I'll show you the different commands that he's used. But first, I want to do a quick note on the tools that we're using. Currently, Drago, you can see he has a mess of collars on right now. Let me take one of them off. The collar he came with, I'm going to take off for a moment, just because it looks kind of like an extra collar that's on there. But I will want you to get at least one of these collars, and we will be giving you an e-collar. But the collar that I want you to get is the flat collar that he's currently wearing. Let's go, bud, come on! Which is a Kong utility collar that you can pick up at PetSmart for $20. It is a size medium. So you can see it here. If you look at him, which I'm sure you can see him in these videos, you'll see it's just a Kong utility collar. It's a red. You can see the Kong label on here. And he also has a backup collar, which is a slip collar, just in case the flat collar would fall off. That's pretty unlikely for a flat collar, but definitely essential if you're going to be using a prong collar to have a backup slip lead collar on. So I'm just going to showcase some of his obedience here and explain some of the core concepts that we work with when we're training dogs, and also give an explanation for why he's on a flat collar, which I'm going to be transitioning more of our dogs on flat collars when they go home. Although the prong collar can be helpful in transition phase, I'm coming to find that a flat collar can be fully acceptable once the dog's doing well in its training, because it just basically serves as a force multiplier for corrections. So, all right, we got Drago. Good boy. Oh, you want to roll? You want to roll? Go boy, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. So you can see he's a happy boy, right? He hasn't lost any of his personality. We haven't suppressed him. And some of the core concepts that I want to go over really quickly are just some quick notes about how dog training works, and some quick notes about living with your dog. So first thing about living with your dog is dogs are not robots, so things do not work 100% of the time, right? Just like they don't work with people 100% of the time, right? There are things like emotional states, psychological states, and just more generally, like, how's the dog feeling? What is has the dog eaten? What is the dog thinking about right now? What are they desiring? And are they feeling scared? Are they feeling happy? Are they feeling pumped? And so we have a great degree of influence over our dog's emotional state. Drago, come. Come. Good boy. So good job. To the extent that we can influence that, okay. We should influence it in a way that's helpful for their training. So that's the first point. And so we're going to talk a little bit about context. So there's something called window theory. There are 4 different contexts that cover the entirety of your dog's life. We've just installed a new context, which is the obedience or the work context that dogs don't have natively. The other 3 they should have natively, but sometimes they don't. So let me go over each of those 4. One that people most often think of is obedience, right? But your dog should not be in obedience 100% of the time. Drago's not in obedience right now. So the obedience or the work window, and that's whenever you ask your dog to do something very specific. As an example, I can put Drago in the work window by asking him to do any of the commands that he knows. So I could say, Drago, hey bud, Drago down, right? And Drago will go into a down. Okay, good boy, right? Or I could say, Drago, come. Drago, come. Good boy, and he will come to me and sit. Okay, good boy, and then I can release him. Good job. Nope. Drago, let's go, come on. So I can put him in any of those windows. Good boy, Drago. Good job. Drago, come. Nope. Come. Good boy. Good job, dude. Right, so I can do the recall. Good boy, let's go. So I can give him any of those commands: come, down, sit, let's go. And he will follow those commands, and those are all part of that work window. Now, the other windows, the other three, are you have the find your own fun window. The find your own fun window is just, he's in it right now. He's just finding his own fun. He's going to do whatever he's going to do. And he doesn't have to find fun with me. He's just doing his thing, right? So he can go sniff stuff. He can pee on stuff. He can chase birds. You can see he wanted to bite that one, the duck, but I told him to stop it, right? I just said, hey, let's go. Knock it off, right? And that's all I had to do. He didn't do anything incredibly serious. Dogs are predators. Many of them want to kill things. That's okay. Drago, let's go. Good boy. So I just use a redirection cue, which is let's go, which just means, hey, leave whatever you're doing alone and just go ahead and come with me. So he could be sniffing something, or he could be going to, get a duck or something like that. And I just tell him, let's go, and he comes with me. Right? Good boy. Good job. Easy. Easy. Good boy. Let's go. Okay. So that's the find your own fun window. It's when he's going out and doing what he's doing right now, going and exploring, doing his thing. I like to keep them in that window a fair amount of the time. Why? Because they can, right? There's no reason for me to constantly be on his case and make him walk next to me for the entire walk. That's completely useless. I could do it. I could force them to do it. Drago knows how to heel, which we will show you a little bit later. But look, don't do that to your dog. It's kind of pointless. What's the point of it, going out on a walk, if you're just going to make them walk here the whole time? The way to get that is you could suppress the heck out of them. You could just suppress them into thinking that they're not allowed to go sniff anything or do anything else. We don't do that at Angier Canine. If that's what you wanted, we don't do that. If you want to do that, then just put your dog right there and just never let them leave. But I think it creates reactivity and creates a number of other problems. That's what the behavioral science says. It's also what my experience says. So, Drago is very comfortable in find your own fun now. At first he was a little bit hesitant to leave my general area, but now he's very willing to do so, which is good. We want him to decompress and to relax and to sniff things and to enjoy himself, right? So how do we put him into that window? Let me show you. Drago, come. Good boy. All right, so which window is he in? D, 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 D. I want you to say it out loud. He's in the work window. Okay, so how do I put him in the find your own fun window? Because right now he's waiting for commands. He's in the work window. I go and use a cue. So the cue to put him in the find your own fun window is the release cue. And that cue is okay. And Drago knows that very well. So he hears okay like that. That means he can go off and do what he wants, right? So okay puts them into the find your own fun window. The release cue is okay. And an important point about each of these commands is that dogs are emotional creatures. If you want to communicate with them in a clear way, if you want to have clarity with your dog when you're communicating, you need to make sure it's clear to them. They're not English language users, okay? Even when you teach them commands, those commands are going to be influenced by how they're said, right? So it could be very unclear to a dog. As an example, if you go, Drago, come on, bud, come. If I go, okay, why isn't he getting up? Okay. Okay. Right? See the difference between those two? It's not just pitch, it's tone, it's emotion, right? So if you want to make it clear, even more clear, Drago, sit. Right? So he's in an implied stay right now. He knows he has to stay put. Right? If I go, okay, he doesn't get up. But I can make it abundantly clear if I say okay, and I'm going to say it the way I said it before with like an excitement. And if I also like jump to the side, if I move, okay, good boy, good job, right? And I throw a little party, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That makes the release cue more powerful, right? So then that isn't just, oh, okay, now he knows he can get up. It's also the reward. So I don't have to give him treats. If I go, okay, and I jump around and I'm like, yeah, good job, buddy, and I run off, right? And I jump to the side. I make it abundantly clear, one. And number two, I affect his emotional state in such a way, a bunch of dopamine gets released in his head. He's waiting for the release cue. He loves the release cue. He loves the freedom, but only if you're clear in the way that you communicate that to him, right? So that's an important point, is clarity and taking into account emotions. That's how you communicate with dogs. It's not just words. Good boy, let's go. Good job, dude. All right, so that's one point. and that's also the find your own fun window. The OK is the release cue to put them into the find your own fun window. So what are the other windows? Another window, the second window that I'll say, because I think of the work window as the fourth window. It's the one we add on last. First window is find your own fun. Second window is play with me, right? So he likes to play personal play. I use you ready, right? Drago, you ready? You ready, bud? You ready? Yeah, you ready. Oh. And that means find fun with me. Good boy, you ready? So when I'm about to find fun with my dog, oh yeah, let's go. Come on. Oh. And play with him. Oh. Right? And he likes personal play, right? I'll just kind of like bite him with my hand, right? So we're just playing together. Woohoo! Good boy, let's go. Come on. I will use, are you ready? Are you ready? Right? And that is the find fun with me window. That's the second window, right? Now the third window is actually a good opportunity to use it. Hi, is the calm liberty. So it's where we need him to be calm, and I'll use either enough or I'll use a conditioned relaxation cue, which is easy. Drago, come here, bud. Come. Good. Easy. Good boy, easy. Right, so you can use easy, conditioned relaxation. Drago, easy. Come here, bud. Come here, buddy. Easy. I'm just trying to have him relaxed. Easy. And I'll kind of massage him, right? Another one is enough. All right, come on, let's go. Enough. Right, and you see how he's a little bit more suppressed now. He's still free to go wherever he wants. He doesn't have to do anything with me, but he needs to be calm. Let's go, bud, come on. Good boy, right? So that's very useful in context where you just need him to chill out and be calm. But that is not the punisher cue. That's not what you say if they do the wrong thing or if they do something that they ought not do again. You don't just use enough. For that, you would use nope. But briefly to review, the four contexts are, and their cues are find your own fun. The release cue is okay. So when you've put him in some other context and you tell him okay, then he's free to run off and go do what he wants. The second one is the play with me. Drago, you ready? You ready, buddy? You ready, buddy? Yeah. And so part of that's verbal, part of that's nonverbal, right? Good boy, right? So that's find fun with me. So that's when you're about to play with him. The third window is calm liberty. It means he's free to walk around the house. Think you're in your house, you're chilling, watching Netflix. You just want everybody to be calm in the house. You don't want him having zoomies or acting crazy. Enough, and then you reinforce it, right? So if he's not chilled out yet, you make sure he chills out by using body language and by physically making him chill out if you need to. And the cue for that is enough. Or you can use the conditioned relaxer easy and give him a rub down. Last thing is the obedience window, the work window. That's the fourth window, and that is just anytime you give him an obedience command. So if I say, Drago, come. Oh, wait, nope, he's taking a bed. Go ahead and do that first. I'll pick up your dookie. Good addition to the video, I think. We gotta be responsible people out here. Pick up our dog's dookie. Good boy. That is the work window, and you know what? I'm not gonna do a demo because it's just any command you give him, okay? Whether it be heel, or sit, or down, or place, or when you walk away from him, if he's in one of those, you're doing an implied stay. Any of those are going to be the good boy, the work window. All right, so those are the windows. There's some things about cues. The cue for the work window is just anything you ask him to do, okay? However, that's not all of it. The last few things that I want to go over, we've already shown you some of his commands, right? So we've shown, I think, a down and a sit and a recall, and we've shown the let's go, which is the redirection command or redirection cue. So if he's doing something and I want him to move along, I say let's go. It doesn't mean he have to come straight to me. He can walk right by me, he can run by me, but let's go is for redirection. Drago, let's go. So that just means he ought to redirect and go the same direction I'm going. Drago, let's go, come on. Let's go, good boy. Right, so that's all I'm doing, right? And we've talked about the release cue, okay, the easy cue, which is conditioned relaxation. And you should have seen most of these as we were training him in the abundance of videos that we have taken with Drago. So, last and very important point. Drago, come. Drago, come. Nope. Drago, come. Good boy. Okay, let's go. So last and very important point is that we also have to understand how to maintain these commands, right? So how do we maintain his commands? In order to do that properly, you need to understand the levers that you have that you can pull. What's at your disposal? What tools can you use, so to speak, to manipulate his behavior in a way that you want? So in traditional dog training, there are four quadrants. They are called positive reinforcement, positive punishment, negative reinforcement, and negative punishment. However, I'm going to crash course you in exactly what those actually mean, so don't get distracted by those terms, because unfortunately they are very misleading. As an example, negative punishment is not actually what you might think of punishment, right? So you might think, oh, it's bad and it's punishment, so you're gonna like what, pop the dog or shock him or something like that. No, those would not be examples of negative punishment in almost every case. Instead, those would be examples of either positive punishment or negative reinforcement. So let me explain them in plain English so that you can know how they work. So the way that you maintain the dog's training is by maintaining a lot of clarity and by using one of those levers. So as an example, say I want to use negative reinforcement, or what I think a better term for it is pressure off, removing pressure. So one way to manipulate your dog's behavior is to remove pressure. And removing pressure makes them more likely to do the thing that removed the pressure for them the next time that you ask them to do it. So, as an example, say that I want Drago to sit. I can pull up on his collar, sit, and then the pressure's gone, so I pulled up a little bit. Let's go, good boy. And when I pulled up and he sat, the pressure came off. I stopped pulling up on his collar. Or another example is, say I want to do down, Drago down, right? I could pull down on it. Okay, good boy. And when I do that, I am putting pressure and then removing the pressure when he does the action that I want him to take. And that will make him very likely to just do it again the next time without me having to add any pressure in the first place. So he learns how to escape the pressure, and then he learns how to avoid the pressure the next time, right? So that's one way to do it. So how is that going to work for you for maintaining your dog's training? Well, you have to do it. You have to put pressure on them when they do not comply. So as an example, say that you're like, okay, like let's go, Drago, and say that he's really involved sniffing something, and you say, Drago, let's go, and he doesn't do it. Well, you're gonna go, Drago, let's go, nope, right? So that's the first line of defense. You can use nope, because every time I've said nope to him, pressure was put on him. Something that he didn't like happened, we put pressure, and then as soon as he came and did the thing that I wanted him to do, the pressure was removed, right? So that's all you have to do. Put pressure, and then as soon as they do the right thing, you remove the pressure and you're very happy again, right? So as an example, say that you want him to do a down. You say, Drago, down. If he does it cleanly, okay, good job, yeah, let's go, come on, good job, you smart boy, yeah, so good job, right? You removed the pressure, is the first step of that. Now, it could also be on the recall. Say he doesn't recall. Drago, come. Now, one thing that can help is moving back a few steps. Good job, okay, good boy, right? And having him come to you, that will help him come to you. So take a few steps backwards. Don't just stand there like, Drago, come. That might work, but it probably won't. It did in that case, but that's very infrequent in my personal experience. So you want to add some movement there. But if he didn't, you would just pop the collar a little bit. Or if he's not on a leash, you would use the e-collar. Or if he's on a long line and you don't have a hold of the long line, you'd use the e-collar. So that's one way, is by adding pressure, and then as soon as they do the right thing, their pressure is removed. They're more likely to do that thing that you wanted them to do again in the future. Second way is by adding a benefit. You add something great to their experience, and that makes them more likely to do the same thing that got them that benefit, that got them paid, that got them something awesome the next time that you ask them to do it. So as an example, if I say, Drago, sit, Drago, nope, right? So I'm gonna make him sit. Pressure's off now that he's sitting. Nope. Sit. And then I'm gonna add something awesome. Okay, good boy, right? Freedom. That's the reward. Now he's in the release and he can go do his thing. They are much more pliable when you do that. Give them the release, let them go do their thing. Don't heel grind them, please. Right? But that adds something super positive to his experience. It doesn't require you to have any treats. Just let him find his own fun. Let him do fun stuff. And then you don't have to be constantly giving your dog biscuits and food out of your pockets and have nasty stuff in your pockets all day, or maybe he doesn't even care about it, right? Just give him a release. Let him go find his own fun and sniff everything. And that's the reward. Make it happy, right? Go, okay, not okay, like I talked about earlier. So that adds something super positive to his experience. And makes him more likely to do the thing that you asked, because last time it led to something super positive. So you're combining those two. So he removes pressure if he needs it, and then he gets a benefit. So he gets something awesome. The third way that you might need to manipulate is by using what in the traditional lingo sounds really bad, is called negative punishment, but really all it is removing access. So when you give a benefit, he's gaining access to freedom, something awesome. In this case, he's losing access to something he wants, right? So it could be something as simple as he wants your attention. Drago, good boy, come here, buddy. Good job, buddy. Good boy, right? And so then maybe he could mouth me or bite me or something like that, or he could jump on me, and I might just go, okay, no, right? I could tell him nope, and then I could like just kind of turn away from him and ignore him, right? So I'm not giving him what he wants in that case. So anything that he wants, if you remove access, and it's very clear to the dog that the access was removed because of the thing he did, then that can make it less likely that he does that thing again in the future. And then the last kind of lever or dial that you have that you can turn or that you can press is what in the traditional lingo is called positive punishment. And in this case, we can just think of it as a penalty. So if you're playing a game and there is a penalty, the penalty is something where they add something that is unwanted. So you get penalized by, say, they remove points from your team's score, or they disqualify you, or you have to sit out for a certain period of time. So it could be all kinds of different things, but you're getting penalized, right? Or maybe you lose the game, right? Let's go, bud. Come on. So those penalties for dogs are going to be super simple. One example of a penalty would be like if you're someone that would spank their kid, then it would be a spanking, right? That would be a penalty, right? You're adding something bad to their experience, and it's not a pressure on, pressure off kind of thing. It's just you're just penalizing them, right? Because they did a thing. So as an example, say that he did something that you don't want him to do again, like jump on you, or like try to bite something that you don't want him to bite, like a person, or say that he displayed a behavior that is completely unacceptable, like tried to bite the leash. Then you could tell him nope, and after you told him nope, you would say it quite loudly, not like I'm saying it now. Let's go, bud, come on. And then you would pop the collar pretty hard, right? And you might pop it several times. Or you could use the e-collar, right? Right after you said nope, and it's not a pressure on, pressure off thing. It is just a straight never do that again thing. Is a punishment, right? In the real everyday sense of the term, it is a penalty, right? So those are kind of the four levers that you can use. I encourage you to watch this back if you don't remember all of them. So what does that leave us with now? Well, we've kind of demoed most of his behaviors. The last one that I think that we need to demo, and then there's like a place command. Place, you just walk him over to whatever you want him to sit on, you tell him place. He gets up there, or you help him get up there, and then you can, the easiest way to do it is you can either put him in a sit or in a down. I recommend a down. Tell him to down on that thing, and then he will stay until you give him the release command. That's why we don't use the word stay, because we put them in a sit or in a down or in some other command, and then they can't stop doing that thing until you say okay when you release them. If they do get up before you release them, then you need to use pressure right? So you're going to say nope, and then you're going to make pressure that forces them to do the thing again. And as soon as they do the thing, then the pressure comes off, and then you have an opportunity to let them keep doing that thing until you use the release command again. So you just correct them in that way, right? So I think the last command we need to do, let's go, bud, come on. If we can get a nice attitude from him, good boy, because this is a lot for one little session here. It's not very spaced out, is just a heel command. Drago, come on, bud, let's go, good. Drago, heel. That is a pretty nice heel, right? That's just him walking on my left side, right behind me or right next to me. Nope, heel. And he can go away from that spot when I say okay. And he will do it through turns. Right now he's doing a little bit of a weird walk, but I have other videos where he does much better. Come on. I think he's just like a little puzzled why we've done so many commands at once. Drago, let's go, come on. Heel. Heel. Okay. And then he's free to go as soon as I say okay. So the heel will look much better when he's not, on the end of, 50 commands in a row. And you can see that in some of our videos. So these are the different things that he's learned. He's doing very well. He's also, he does just fine completely off leash. I'll show you on a long line first because there's a lot of people around. Drago, sit. Sit, bud. Nope. Sit. Good boy. I'll put a long line on him so that he has a little bit of increased freedom here. Good boy. Okay. So that I can show you his recall completely off the leash. Or sorry, not completely off the leash, put on a long line so that you can see that I don't need to be physically attached to him in order for him to listen. Good boy.